Inferno was stolen away by Disconnected. It was not pretty, but they got the job done in the end, and that's all that matters. In the end of the day, whoever wins. Disconnected, they're one map away from taking this series against Mythic. It is their own map pick. I'm Buggs. He is Pineapple Phillips. This is ESL Challenger League in North America, Season 43. Mythic on the CT side, a very slow pistol round from Disconnected, taking a lot of time to work their way around the map. I'm not too sure what the plan is from this T side here, Nate. It looks like they're going to go in through middle, but 4 players through mid up onto A is the most reasonable conclusion, and that's still a very messy prospect.
It's an interesting prospect is the term I want to use, but with Cooper on the fast flank already and a player on catwalk, it becomes very scary. Frankie boosts up into the window, might find something, but no, he finds the grate closed, and so he'll just walk forward. Out towards A, they'll come through the smoke. Will be an A play, as you mentioned, but with 3 players towards CT spawn and another all the way up connector already going to be difficult. Player close not cleared again. Disconnected not putting the close angles with due diligence, and that leads to a complete collapse. They get the bomb down, but Chris is down to 1v4, and he finds nothing. Cooper quick on the swing with the USP, puts him to bed, and Team Mythic take the pistol round again. Disconnected not doing their due diligence. You have to clear the player back behind Ticket.
That seems to be a recurring theme, doesn't it, Nate?
Yep, it was cold box on Inferno, and now it's Ticket already as well at the start of this game.
And this is their own pick, too. You would expect them to be a stronger team on this map. And it just doesn't seem like Disconnected like to clear their corners all too well. I mean, that's some basic stuff. And you don't want to give Mythic momentum early, and that's exactly what they've done. Flom's going to take the duels out middle as Disconnected choose to force, and Flom's going to win both of those relatively clean. No real fuss about that at all. Eris spots out Hate towards Connector, but the Deagle's not finding its mark. Hate just staying behind the corner, not being in headshot range. Eris taking a lot of damage from Flom, who's grabbed his third. Silas finally trades one back, but the damage is done. It's pretty much set in stone unless Silas can do more with 17 HP. The bomb still has to go down as well. CT wide open. And this is a very aggressive plant coming through. And Silas even more aggressive through the smoke, spotted out by Cooper. All down to Darty on the Deagle. One Deagle, not. Oh, they both ran out of ammo. Oh, that is awkward.
Unfortunate. But this is a very similar situation to the last map for the T set of Disconnected. They lost the pistol round with a bomb plant. They forced in round 2, got 3 kills and lost it, and then forced again. And it looks like that's going to be the case once more. Perseverance paid off there. Will it pay off now, though? 2 Galils, 2 AKs. Swan should be able to buy a Galil as well. This is a better buy than they had in the round prior. Keep in mind, I think they had 2 AKs, both dying top mid immediately. They were dropped by 2 teammates. They only had Deagles, and then the 1 Galil on Silas. So, we'll have to see if Disconnected can make this one work with 2 Galils, a Scout instead of the Galil on Swan, and 2 AKs. There's a lack of utility, though, for this T side, and an aggressive play for Mythic. They're already looking so much more comfortable on Mirage.
Eris goes down to the one at range, still winning the duel, but Silas and Darty have opened up the A site. Cooper's rotating through stairs, but he's spotted out by Darty, who continues moving forward. The bomb is on site. A flash will allow a cross towards stairs. One, but Darty still slipped through. Frankie will hold the line, and that means it's all down to Tyler Weiss, the one in a 1v3. He's hunted, but Frankie doesn't overswing. That's very good. Swan with the last headshot and Disconnected. Their force buys working up. It's not really a true force. It's more like a. It's more just like a less
buy again.
Buy.
Yeah,
it's a buy, but it's not as strong as it could be.
It's one of those weird in betweens.
It's a Walmart buy.
Walmart buy. That works. That works.
I'm kind of stealing that from Roy. That's a term he used a long time ago.
All kind of cobbled together.
Yep.
It's a mismatch. It's a mixed match. We're sort of again going for the drop, this time with the pistol. Team Mythic are going for a force buy of their own with pistols and the 1 hero scout on Flom. 3 Deagles, though, are quite scary. As is that 5-7 up close to good flash over connector, but Hate just doesn't connect the shots. first casualty in the round. That was a big opportunity for him to find one. Swan Fraser in a second. Frankie is expecting the flank, finds a third, and Missiles of Team Mythic have found nothing. Twice isolating a duel here with the player in the apartments. Could he find it? He could, but he can't connect the shot quickly enough. He falls, and so it's just the scout of Flom. 1 HP remaining versus 5. A kill would be the best case at this point for Flom, and even then he might just consider to try and save the scout instead. No such luck. Eris finds the kill, and Disconnected tie things up very quickly.
Quick tie score line, and this is a map which has really become a CT bastion as of late, but with the M4 nerf, I don't even know how much of an effect that's going to have on this overall map, too. Like, is the M4 going to make that much difference? I don't know. I think we're going to need a much larger sample size, but you still want to see a much stronger CT side from Mythic. The only problem is, historically, they only win 37.8% of their rounds on CT side. That ends up being somewhere around, what, Nate, like 5 rounds?
Yeah, they're about.
It's like 5.5 rounds or something.
It's an abysmally small amount.
On CT. It's...
Ooh, the USP's in range. Maybe even more formidable than the A1S. Freakazoid finding one, and Hate as well finding a second. The AKs rein things back in, get the kills as expected. No surprises in terms of round outcome. There are some surprises, though, in terms of damage taken. Disconnected, losing 2. These players will have no problem reinvesting, though. They have lots of money in the bank already on this T side, and if they can continue to get the ball rolling, if they can win this next round, or perhaps even just make it expensive and win the following, they could very quickly run away in this first half.
Looks like a B blitz from Disconnected. 3 players sprinting through apartments. The bomb coming out as well. Silas already clearing towards the side spots of the player in Market 4. Takes a little bit of damage. Very even engagement between the two. Molotov into bench, which Darty had already cleared. That could have been saved forward later, but the bomb goes down. 5v5 retake onto the B site. Eris with another smoke being used. Silas over towards window. E-box in a very tenuous position. Flom in a lineup, but he only does a dink onto Eris. 79 damage on that dink, too. It's not really a lot. And it's going to be a save call from Mythic, as they want nothing to do with a 5v4 retake, and I don't blame them one bit. They have the op for Cooper. They have no utility. And more importantly, they lack the all-important defuse kit. That's going to be 4 straight rounds for Disconnected now, and it almost seems like a mirrored start to what we saw on the second half of Inferno. Ooh.
Does feel very similar. And Silas drops Freakazoid. That's a big one to find. If they can find another kill, really jeopardizes the next round for Mythic. 3 kills with no real way to reinvest. It's already going to be a shoddy buy. They're going to have to drop maybe an A1S if Hate has it equipped. Maybe a FAMAS instead if he doesn't.
It's very using the M4, A4.
There's a factor. There's the M4 shift already making some interesting decisions. All the more difficult. Well, he probably wanted the utility too anyway, if I had to guess. Yeah. It's actually going to be a save call from them. They're not going to invest anything else. Just kit, smoke, covering their bases, a little bit of extra utility for Twice and Hate. It is a smart call, a conservative call. The rifles, if they're put in the right spots, can still shot. So could the 5-7. Freakazoid 2 kills unanswered. He drops the bomb. Hate finds a third, capitalizing on that. And Team Mythic makes something out of nothing. This is a massive advantage to find. One trying to find an answer back. Tags one, sprays one down as well, but there's so much more to do. He'll continue this kill. 0 here. Flashed. He'll try to spray away while blind, but to no avail. Darty Montana in the clutch. 1 versus 1. Down the first. Doesn't expect the second close and personal, though. And Team Mythic steal away a round they shouldn't have.
That's a nice bit of larceny from Team Mythic. Freakazoid on the 5-7 gets them both. That's exactly what the 5-7's best at, those close-range headshots. That's a huge round for Mythic to find. It cuts this momentum from Disconnected. It gets Mythic back on a bye with 2 ops at that. They've pulled out the double stick so early into this half that they can try and get back into the driver's seat here very easily. It's now bit of an interesting situation economically for Disconnected, where they don't exactly have the most money overall across the team left over. Swan, Silas, and Eris are fine, but Frankie and Darty aren't necessarily too flush with cash, and Flom's already found the opening pick with the AWP. Swan trying to probe in through apartments, has to be very careful. It's pathing forward, taken down to 40 HP by the spray of Twice. And Disconnected now wondering where they can even go. They've drawn an extra rotation over to B. Is Hate under? Is Hate in hell, or is Hate up in apps or Palace still?
I say he's down below. Swing from the ticket. Hate though wanted to find it on top of the box. Flom a second. And Team Mythic quite well after that rotation. Hate finding another onto Darty. And Disconnected are suddenly falling flat, suddenly disconnected from the server seemingly, as they lost against what was a half buy, and now they're going to lose convincingly against the Rifles, finding nothing in their favor. Freakazoid on the catwalk finds the op. Complete shutout from Team Mythic. They tie things up at 4 apiece, and as you mentioned, Disconnected have a better T side on this map. They need to build an advantage in this one if they want to have a chance in the second half.
I mean, Disconnected, they have a very good CT side. It's just against Mythic's T side or CT side stats, you want to pile on as much as you possibly can. And Disconnected, they give themselves the opportunity to do so, but then when it gets down to it, Mythic come up with a big individual play and Disconnected crack. And both ops exchange broadsides. Swan actually gets the better of that engagement, but no opening pick to help the T side work around the map a little bit more. It almost felt though in the last couple of rounds, Disconnected just kind of took a step back and fell asleep at the wheel, not really able to engage individually with anybody.
They fell flat, yeah. Completely. Need to rein things back in, get more comfortable here. Mirage is their pick after all. They should be more than comfortable here, especially with the performance yesterday. In the second half, they won 8 rounds and only lost 1 on their T side versus Magic School Bus. And as you mentioned, I think it was a Swan Harvest as well. So Swan was kind of quiet on map 1 with his op on the CT side, and it's a little bit quiet as of now. 40 seconds left. The op of Cooper doesn't hit its shot, but it gets the information and it stays up, more importantly. Frankie, though, in ramp is the one to open it up. Hate taken down, getting aggressive. Freakazoid in the smoke now wants to be the hero, hoping to find a time. And the op forward spawn, though, finds nothing. And Darty expects it. Well done to find Freakazoid. Lots of damage done by Twice, but no kill secured. Means that they're going to cut ties with the round 2 versus 5. Just not a winnable situation. They'll be sent packing, and Disconnected might even be so inclined as to hunt these players down, and if they do, it could be a big win for them.
It would be huge to the damaging to the economy of Mythic. Flom has at least found 1. Swan goes forward. The op probably not the best thing to hunt with, because cover extra kill for Twice there and no trade back. Silas slips into market, and the guns have been finished and found. Disconnected, they lose a couple of players, but they've done more harm to the economy of Mythic than really hurt them from those losses. So Disconnected with a good bit of cleanup work there. And Mythic have to reinvest heavily to even get a formidable buy up. Flom and Cooper will have the most money residually at $700 and $1,000 apiece. 3 players around the 250 or below mark. It's reset territory for Mythic, and Disconnected, I think it's kind of a swing territory for them too. Bomb plant means a half buy in the next, but still. This is a chance for Disconnected to get 6, 7, maybe even 8 rounds out of this half, barring, of course, a loss to more 5-7s.
It's a big opportunity as well. They have some breathing room. There's no more double op setup. Can't be justified for Team Mythic, so just Freakazoid on the op instead to challenge Cooper. Or Cooper, excuse me, not Freakazoid, the wrong brother. Cooper finds the opening. Eris taken down. A good start, but Swan quickly trades. Nice kill onto the brother I mentioned before. Freakazoid taken down towards the bench. Cooper now linking forward. Tries to find something, but the flash is forced away, and Frankie finds the kill as well. Big one to find. Player on site doesn't go clear yet again towards Ninja. Silas gets the trade, but that kill makes it much more doable now for Team Mythic. 2 versus 3, 1 towards stairs, 1 towards CT spawn. Good flash in, but a little too deep. Silas falls. The opposite one misses its mark as well. Darty now left in the clutch. He's found the first, but he needs the second. He has time, but he He doesn't have the bomb. Flom
Flame.
in connector. He does have a Molotov. Flom has a smoke, though. He will give away his position, but he will stay alive if the Molotov comes through.
Dirty. He's made noise. Flom knows. Flom knows. He's got him in the open. And the old head finishes off the young gun. Does not. Oh, he does recover the op, too. He got the op back. Sneaky. Gets it back for Cooper just in the nick of time. And no bomb plant means disconnected. Probably just going to go for a couple of pistols here. Not going to invest too heavily into this round. Bomb plant's probably what disconnected. Oh my gosh.
I'd say this is more justifiable than the buy before. Go aggressive towards B. You haven't gone towards B yet. You know the economy for Mythic is low, potentially to the point where there's compromises made. It's exactly the case here with hate on the MP9, twice on the FAMAS, and no helmet on twice as well. They go B fast, they can just run down the op and FAMAS, and that's what they're going to do. Swan pushing forward, finds the first nice kill to find. That's the op for the opper. Second for Darty Montana, third for Darty Montana. And this force buy pays dividends. Very well done. Very well read from Disconnected as well to change things up, to go towards B when they haven't done so as of yet. We're trying to bail the team out. He found one, tagged a second, and actually taking down a second as well, but he and his teammate fall by the wayside quickly thereafter. Disconnected, a big one to find, and big reset as well, as Team Mythic now have no cash left in the bank.
Mythic are going to force back here, and potentially the force buy wars are beginning. We'll find out if Mythic can find this victory, then surely begun the force buy wars have. But they have to win this one, and Freak does not have a 5-7. If Freakazoid had a 5-7, I'd say they got it. It's going to rely on Deagle power. Hate has the 5-7, Flom on the MP9. Freak is also saving for the op in this scenario, so he's going to be a good teammate and a good brother. Flom goes a hunting, he gets a dink, but he gets dinked right back, and the AK dink does a little more damage.
We're stopping power for certain. MP9 though, not to be trifled with. Swan passively holding middle, good kill. Again, Disconnected showing us many forms here. Aggressive, split up as a team, showing us many different sides of the same coin. Frankie finds a third, just slowly picking apart the pistols, getting a little bit more passive. Keep in mind, they've shown so many different kinds of playstyles. So talk about map number 1 in that round 2. They bought up and just pressed down middle against the T side save round. This is a very different kind of anti-eco. Very slow, grouping up now towards A. Freakazoid does find the nice 1D twice as well, finds 2. Eris and Swan do cap it off. They do bring things back into their team's favor, but Team Mythic made a lot of damage there at the very end. A lot of fuss before they finally went down.
They made a lot of damage. They made a lot of... Maybe that one's scary. That was something that could have turned around in their favor from a very disadvantageous situation. But now, a timeout called. Who's calling this one? I'm curious.
Disconnected.
Yeah. Disconnected like calling these timeouts after close victories, it seems. And I do quite like it, actually. I do like how Disconnected are like, hey, we won the round. Things got messy. Let's fix things and move forward. I do like that a lot. It makes it so they can kind of try and fix problems before they become too big of a problem to fix.
I had to ask, what is this buy from Team Mythic? What is happening?
I thought he was saving for an op. This is definitely a certified what is going on moment.
This is a certified what is going on moment. We have a hero M4 on Freakazoid with Kevlar and helmet, might I add. A Deagle with armor for twice, and 3 players saving.
No utility? You're going to buy an M4 and a helmet, but you're not going to buy any utility.
He uses $500 for later. Boost up middle. Okay, you know what? This is a good spot for an M4, I'll say. Get a kill catwalk with the teammate running down. It's the A1, sure, but at that range, you won't hear it shooting. That's the main advantage you get there. It's a nice little off angle where you might not spot him, and you might not be able to triangulate because of the sound. I will give him that. Twice in the underpass is expected. Timing, though, does give him an opportunity to slink forward. Frankie's not looking for it. Timing's everything here. Frankie is... There we go. Twice missed the window, hit the wall, and fell to the ground.
To the window.
And now they know. They know it's a very weird buy. They saw the Deagle. No helmet as well. Will they expect Freakazoid to have an M4, though? That's the big question, the big caveat. Because if Freakazoid can find some kills, if he can drop some rifles for his teammates, then things become scary. Disconnected a very similar play to the round of last to walk out the ramp with some players in Palace. They'll just slowly clear things out. There's a player CT. Eris will have to clear around. Will they clear it this time around? That's the question. Fumi wants to stay on you. And they will get the trade. That is probably the best case scenario there. 3 USPs now. And 8. Silas will spray down 1, tap a second. Harvesting the kills, padding the stats. Just Cooper. He's had a very quiet map 2, might I add. He was the spear point. He was the one keeping the minute on map 1. Here on map 2, he is more or less absent. Only 3 kills to his name.
Yeah, it's been a little disappointing from Cooper, and yeah, he was such an impactful player for them on Inferno. Twice has kept up somewhat of his pace. Flom has been good as well. Freak has been their standout fragger. But it just seems that Mythic are losing rounds at critical scenarios where Disconnected are able to get a couple more rounds off of 1-round victory. It's kind of a 2-round victory in a sense by winning 1 with where the economy is gone. And Freakazoid has bought a P90.
Pro 90. Give it its reverence it deserves. Moss for Twice as well. A lack of utility apparent. No kit also apparent.
Come on.
Teams falling for the same follies time and time again. Disconnected, have the op, have the AK, all the bells and whistles they could need. Swan towards middle and it's exploited. Darty Montana they'll find the double in response. Flom trying to press up, just stuck between a rock and a hard place against the op of Swan. Quite literally Alamoing it out towards top middle. He will finally fall, but not before Darty finds a third. Darty's looking to get the ace here. What an ace it would be. He spots Kyler Weiss. He knows who the second player is as well. Team Mythic so far removed from the site. At this point, they have no choice but to save. Question is, will they be allowed to? Flom can do at least make it expensive. Takes down 1 with the op and falls away again. Has to reload. Keep in mind, 5 rounds in the Magna.
Nice headshot on it Twice. All down to Flom now. He's got all 5. And Frankie jumps around the corner, baits out the shot, goes back for more. Flom will flick down. And Darty nowhere near to get the kill onto the op. So at least Cooper will have that into the next. Although the way Flom's hitting shots, you almost just want to let him have it right now. He's had a lot more impact this map than Cooper has. So you might as well play the hot hand. Mythic might even be doing that because Flom's holding on to that op. But Famas has been dropped over to Cooper. Freak on an MP9. Twice and Hate will probably have lesser weaponry as well. Would be a good time for a timeout, Mythic, to figure out your buy. You haven't used any, but they're not going to call a timeout. No, Mythic are just going to go for the buy up here. A couple of Molotovs, 3 to be exact. 3 smokes, some flashbangs, an HE on 2. No defuse kit, and Twice has money. Last round of the half here. And a B blitz from Disconnected. Darty leads the charge. Eris with 1 around the corner. Twice trying to stand tall, but he only gets 1. Darty there for the trade. Molotov in the market door. Nobody close on rotation. Bomb going to take a considerable amount before any sort of retake attempt can be attempted by Team Mythic. Hate down and towards middle, running up to Catwalk. 2 and through Rat Hole. And a player up on Cat to shut it down in Darty. I believe he spotted Hate. At the very least, he's heard him. Back away to take a bit more of a ranged angle. I don't know what that peak was from Hate. He gets taken out by the op regardless. And Disconnected. Look at a double digits and double up on Mythic.
Looks all but certain at this point. It's a shutout in the final round of the half. Very well done from Disconnected. Hopefully they can bring that momentum into the second after the break.
It was close at the start, but then Disconnected started to steadily pull ahead. Much like Inferno Nate, they shifted down, they got going, and once their motor was running, they were off to the races. It's Boggs and Pineapple Phillips here, half number two, and Freakazoid demolishing Darty Montana on the initial engagement. Silas and Eris are tapping away. They found a pair, although Silas is very low. Eris is in hell with a Cooley pair, and he's not going to get more than one kill. Cooper has nailed him down. Silas still alive and kicking. He's found one more before he falls, but it's Flom and Frankie the clutch, tapping away from Sandwich. He makes a meal of the round, and Disconnected winning both. Well, they didn't win the first pistol, but it doesn't matter. They've won a pistol at such a critical stage in the game. They already had double digits. They deny the bomb plant, and they grow their lead. Mythic forced into a tactical timeout.
No plant as well. It means they're in a very desperate situation. You can tell going for a not so normal call here. And the pause honestly kind of conveys this. Disconnected should be reading into this fully at this point. Team Mythic, normally you save on the second round on the T side if you don't get that bomb plant. This tactical pause, though, conveys they want to do something. They want to talk about something different for this one. So that pretty much tells you they're not going to be saving. Now, what do they have invested? Mac 10, Scout, 2 Tech 9s, a Deagle, a little bit of utility here and there. In fact, 5 smokes, that's all they have. Actually, no, I was reading that wrong. 5 smokes, 4 flashes, and a nade. Still a worse buy than their opponents. Disconnected had the advantage in this one, but it could work out. We've seen crazier things happen. Silas in middle, Moss in hand. It's not going to be a middle play, though. It's going to be a play towards A yet again here. Scaffolding, spots one. Hate just jumping, takes him down. Cooper as well finds a second, maintains the advantage. Cooper with the scout, looking for his scouting adversary Swan towards CT Spawn. In the chaos, the bomb does go down, and twice with the MP9 finds yet another. Smoke goes down, Flom runs through it. Frankie only gets one before he's done, and it is a crazy outcome. Mythic, an aggressive play, very similar to the pistol round, but this time they do get the victory. And Disconnected, it's their turn to go for the force buy. It's going to be equally desperate. Pistols and Kevlar, a little bit of utility dashed in, no kits, and a dream. If they want this one, they're going to have to go for a lot of 1 digs.
Yeah, or some 5-7s up close and personal. We saw Freak with a double over towards A ramp in the last half. Something like that's going to have to be replicated here by Disconnected. Deagle out in window, down to 1 HP. Swan and Eris removed by Hate as they try and push into Palace. The 5-7s find nothing, and Darty is a dead man walking. The B site is open and about to be taken over by Team Mythic. Bomb will go down. Silas spots one and does take down one. Frankie, that's a messy Deagle spray in towards Market, and twice with the MP9. Will one tap Darty all down to Silas now, who's probably going to try and save the AK at this point. Not really worth going for a retake attempt, but he knows they're going to be on the hunt for him, so he's also going to be on the move. Very careful now, though, as there's a couple of players working on his position. Shoots, he gets one more, but only one. As Freakazoid will end his reign of terror at 2. 4 rounds separating these two teams, and finally, Disconnected will be forced on a save. The force buy wars will not continue past a couple of rounds, unless Disconnected want to force again, which honestly, it wouldn't surprise me at this point. But I think they are going to play this one conservatively, economically, or I should say properly, because a force buy here is just next to foolhardy.
Yeah. Mythic, I have to highlight it. They're down by 4, and they've been given 2 big opportunities. The first one was that double with the 5-7. The second was that round prior with the pistol force buy in the second round of the half. They cannot let those go to waste. They need to capitalize as much as possible. They're going to just walk straight into D1 once again. No one on the catwalk. Good reads from Team Mythic. That whole has to be filled eventually. Frankie, a little cheeky on the site with the Zeus, finds one. Flom and Hate, though, harvesting the cash with the SMGs. 2 kills, though. Zeus and a pistol. Pretty good, all things considered. Final 2 players do at long last fall. Hate, though, I don't think he'll get an upgrade. He'll have to stay on the MAC-10, and that will leave one of the AKs in the dirt. So, decent damage done, all things considered, by Disconnect.
Yeah, not bad at all. I mean, they're going to rebuy 3 rifles, so it ends up being all right. I like the Zeus play, though. They don't clear out all a sight, they get punished for it. Don't get to see a Zeus kill all 2. Oh, boy. Hold on. Disconnected have not bought a kit. And 4 of them have Freak does burn alive. Does the 1 trade. I guess if they win by elimination, it's fine, but it's just... It seems to be a common oversight between the two teams not buying the helmet, and Frankie just kind of runs forward. It's been a very fast T-side from Mythic, hasn't it, where they just kind of sprinted forward onto sides with not really a care in the world. A1S at that range just seems abysmal. I think I'm swapping to the A4 after this game, after watching that.
I've already swapped, invested, got the skin out. You know how it is.
I never sold my A4 skins.
Neither did I. Now we're reaping the rewards, baby.
Yeehaw.
Yeehaw. Disconnected.
Stat Track Dragon King in the back.
I think I will say the one thing to definitely praise them on here is their scaling, their spacing. They're not getting overly aggressive, but they're taking a lot of map control very quickly off the kills they find. That straight play up catwalk in the round before, and the round before even that, so 2 rounds in a row, was very well done. And the scaling towards CT spawn just totally catches out a player from Disconnected. They had the advantage 4 versus 3, and the player's just caught with their knife out towards CT spawn. Team Mythic, very well done, very good understanding of the map. And Disconnected need to shore up these weaknesses. The question is, do they want to hazard a buy here? They could theoretically do so. It would be rather desperate. Going to go for the conservative call instead. A half buy is on the cards. Deagles for Eris and Frankie. Same for Darty Montana. And I don't know if they'll have enough money for the op in the following. They do have 2 rifles to try and win this one at the very least.
These 2 rifles are going to have to do so much work, but this play and ladder might just be the key. Silas gets 1, Swan gets another, and exactly as the doctor ordered, the rifles are showing up. Silas on the M4 found Cooper in towards Palace, and the rifles are doing the job. Frankie has picked one up now. He's got armor behind it. 8 and Twice moving out middle, a flash. Potentially, no, he's going to dry fight it, but he does a lot of damage to the Twice nonetheless. Still a man advantage, double man advantage, making a triple as Swan has doubled down himself. All down to Hate now. 1v4 time in the bomb, but not really much of a chance of success, as Disconnected are not going to give him the 1v1s he desires. He doesn't even connect the nade in towards window. And, well, looks like Disconnected are not going to let this one slide. They're going to get their lead back to 3, get up to 12. Mythic, what went wrong there? Nice little double peek on Catwalk. Frankie can toss the AK. Never mind, he's not going to have to toss the AK up. Darty doesn't get an upgrade, though. He would have if he followed Frankie. They might be kicking themselves in the rear for that economically, but is there another buy in the pockets of Mythic? Yes, there is. Cooper has the op, but so does Swan. This Opper's duel is going to put a lot of weight on the overall outcome of the round.
Yes, it is, and Cooper's been slow. Only 6 kills thus far in this match. This would be a time for him to wake up. It would be a way for Mythic to get back into it, and Freakazoid, again, aggressive from this T-side. He's already out of the ramp. Eris, under the balcony is not expecting it. Silas, though, will quickly get the trade, and Swan with the op does not miss this time around. Nice kill from him to wrest away the advantage, and Hate is low as well. I think Hate got hit by the A1S from jungle-ish. But they've stopped Team Mythic in their tracks. The aggressive play towards A finally being punished. Cooper, when the time to come alive, I said it would be around like this, and it's the only option at this point for Team Mythic. Swan posted from CT spawn. Spots 1, gets the shot as well. That's the bomb dropped. Cooper as well doesn't get the opportunity as Swan dives away. Plant will go down, but realistically this post plant's not going to have any legs to stand on.
Yeah, the op being the high HP player makes it even worse. If Hate had a little more HP to work with, maybe there's more of a chance, but Cooper's gonna have to stay on his head. He does deal with Silas, but Frankie trades it out. This leaves Hate in an impossible situation, stuck in Sammy. He does get one more before he goes down, so that's decent economic damage. But the fuse is gonna come through. Darty can pick up a kit afterwards. Swan can just run around with that op. And only 3 rounds now required for a disconnected 2-0 victory over Mythic. That would be a huge result for them.
It would be, and we said if there was going to be a 2-0, it would be in the favor of Disconnected, because we said Mirage could be more so a known quantity for this core of Disconnected, but it's yet to be seen. I'm still very surprised Mythic lost their own map pick, honestly.
Yeah, that was a shocker.
It's even more shocking to me on this map. Mythic are behind by 4 at this point, despite winning 2 half-buy rounds. That's crazy to me. Or 2 like very poor buy rounds, I should say, very disparate rounds where they should not have won. It's surprising. It's crazy. That's where we're at. That's what they have to cling to in order to find ways back into it. Disconnected.
Hit.
Op ready and poised. Again, team they're willing to go towards A.
Yeah, it really has been a very awkward scenario for Mythic all around. On the first map, they had better stats individually. They couldn't pick it up. This one, they've won a couple of rounds that should have catapulted them forward. The Swan and company have been doing a good job of locking him down. Eris from Hell nets 2 before he goes down to the one-and-done angle. Cooper closing up on site. Will run into the op of Swan and Flom. Well, his logo's a goose, Nate. He's going to have to sprout some serious wings and fly high to find a way in this 1v4. He's jumped on top of it, and he's spotted out by Frankie. And 2 rounds now separate Disconnected and their 2-0 victory, a 2-1 record on the season. And it is indeed a save call for Mythic here. There's no way they can go for the full buy. Honestly, I would have liked a timeout out of Mythic here. I don't think they're going to call one, but...
What is going on? Isn't that what is going on moment?
What?
You know, maybe the money on the T side is a little bit different, where you can buy on like 1 or 2 players and then get a Galil in the following, and it still makes it a decent enough investment. But Hate is saving, okay? Hate is saving. They're not full forcing. They have 1 player saving. They're not on the same page. They're not on the same page. This is more so a sign of worry at this point. I agree. Swan waking up with the op, not a moment too soon, finding the opening, and now Frankie busting it down in the apartment. The opening, watching the Eagle finds a shot. Cooper does get the trade, sure, but that's still a hefty advantage. Bomb pressing forward. The information's there. Cooper, though, we expect the player jail. Doesn't clear the corner. Darty Montana, belabored spray, does eventually connect. He drops the bomb. Bomb in the window. Does find one, but his teammates fall in the meanwhile. His compatriots are taken out of the round. With the AK, what can he do? The answer is not much. He's taken down by Swan, the opper. 3 for him in the round, and 6 map points, 6 series points for Disconnected.
Disconnected really have looked a step above on this map of Mirage, haven't they? They've really had a couple of situations where things went against them that they probably shouldn't have. But for the most part, they've played their rounds well. They've won the rounds they should be winning. And Disconnected have not looked too troubled on this map. Mythic's buy, there's no utility behind it. Twice has nothing, Flom has nothing. There's a flash for Cooper and Freak. Hate has all the utility. Flash, 2 flashes and a Molotov. The spam up through the smoke by Darty does so much onto Freakazoid. He gets a reload and they're bolting up Catwalk, but they still can't finish off Darty. Frankie's coming through. They don't clear the bricks! They're not looking! Frankie pops for 2. Twice trades it back, but the damage is done. Darty's still on site. He hears them stomping through apartments, but he finds nothing but death from logs. Silas in Market Window has added another one to the table. 2v3 for Mythic. They need to win to stay alive. Is this their time to shine? Hate and Twice on the site to hold. Swan with the op, looking for the kill. He might have an angle if he shoots through the logs, but he's not going to do that. He's going to hold his nerve. A flank through apartments in the form of Eris. Nade going out, Twice is low, but he's backed away. Spots on the player in apartments, and Eris is gone. Save call potentially now from Disconnected, as they don't have a lot of money on Eris and Frankie. They go through the window, they go through the door. Swan to the 1v1, and Hate on the other side. Dodges the first shot, dodges the next, and he sprays him down to the end. 10 rounds for Mythic, but a very desperate way to hold on. By dear life, a finger on the ledge, but they are still above water. They are still above ground. 5 more to go for overtime.
They're hanging on for dear life. They're still not out of the woodworks yet either. They never will be for the rest of this half, but their buy is still less than ideal. Freakazoid specifically on that Galil. Everybody else has a decent enough buy. Cooper, though, lacking utility, as is Freakazoid and Twice. It's still a decent enough buy for Disconnected. They have rifles across the board, including that op, and of course kits. It's not an oversight that will happen again, I hope. Silas finds the opening as well. Freakazoid on the catwalk, taking down the spearhead. Gold, and Montana rotating around accordingly as well. Disconnected, another advantage.
Very aggressive and all the maps again too. Darty from bench has an option to get a couple of kills. He does damage on the one, takes down the other. The op is still there. The nade goes forward, and actually Darty could find his grave at the end of that nade. He gets taken down very low. Molotov to stop a plant, but Darty goes down twice in towards the van. 8 there as well. Cooper around the corner. He gets caught out. Swan is there for the next. It's all down to Hate. He was the hero of the last. He has to clutch up again. Swan is here, Eris in market as well. No apartments flank this time, but no bomb plant for Mythic to play around. Hate has to do it all. He's stuck in towards Van with only a flashbang to work with, and he slips by unnoticed for now. Swan has not cleared it, but he doesn't pop yet. Hate around the corner, domes the first. Eris around, he's blind, but he doesn't catch him. Looks the wrong way, and Hate will fall. Eris capitalizes and Disconnected the 2-0 clean sweep over Mythic here. They did it to Magic School Bus yesterday. They do it to Mythic today, and they improved to 2-1 on the season.
Very solid performance for them. Not as easy going as it was against Magic School Bus. That game was a 16-8, 16-3 stomp. This one a little bit more difficult. 16-13 on map 1, 16-10 on map 2.